My hope is that we would do it differently, in the moments when we have some power.
As the evidence produced for the recent Supreme Court case on affirmative action showed, universities have systematically downplayed merit-based criteria for admissions in favor of racial quotas.
I mean, does that give people comfort on the day to day when you like just having to deal with white folks and the travesties that they create in the sense that they want to destroy the planet? Nah.
When you blame people for a color and even judge them by the color of their skin, that's racism.
Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
What we hear is blame whites for being white.
I think that white people are committed to being villains in the aggregate, right?
If I was a white nationalist right now, I'd be saying, I told you. See, this is what happens. They are after us.
Real sort of issue here, and I've heard people sort of say it, is one, I think that white people viscerally fear. It's not that white people don't know, right, what they have done. They know.
Think about an Italian. There's plenty of Italians who look pretty white if we're judging skin tones, which is clearly what Rutgers University professors are doing. So if I was to judge Italians, some of them are pretty white based off their skin tone. I would assume that they were in on it. I would assume that they're white. Do you hear the racism in that? To assume that someone's white, and because they're white, they were automatically from a bloodline that owned slaves.
All the negative stuff that you see on the extreme sides of things, this is the same thing. The only difference is because it's white people, and white people allow this BS to go down.
I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
Oh, girl, don't set up the Twitter on fire.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
My Lord. What did you just say? Stop the tape right now.
It's been programmed onto people by the media and by our universities.
I don't know how far back, and I don't know what country in Africa I'm from, but I do know that my roots are in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. I'm an American, and that's a colorless person.
American universities have been neglecting a core focus on excellence in order to pursue a variety of agendas, many of them clustered around diversity and inclusion. It started with the best of intentions. Colleges wanted to make sure young people of all backgrounds had access to higher education and felt comfortable on campus. But those good intentions have morphed into a dogmatic ideology and turned these universities into places where the pervasive goals are political and social engineering, not academic merit.
So I want you to say what you really mean by that.
What I really mean by that is I'm an American. That's what I really mean.
Blacks in America are Americans.
Isn't that what America's supposed to be?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
That's what it's supposed to be.
And unfortunately, the people who are uninforming everybody are misinformed themselves and are teaching at our universities.
Like, I don't know what piece of evidence you would need to see, like, oh, okay, maybe this is like a problem that we should start to worry about.
You can't keep thinking that about all white people. That's scary, dangerous. Scary, dangerous, and divisive that we have to... What do you, long-term, how do you think this kind of behavior and this kind of thinking plays out? We can't keep going like this. We have to really come to compromises and understandings because we're going to be stuck together forever. What does anybody really think is going to happen? We're going to have a legitimate racial divide in this country where blacks are going to live over here, whites are going to live over here, and that's how we're going to do things? That's a stupid idea. That's a stupid way to even think that we're going to end up in the long run. But I also think we're not actually thinking about how we're going to end up in the long run. We're just listening to people program us and tell us to hate each other because of their political reasons that we're being played. There's other conversations about how this is probably on a bigger level and for bigger reasons. But let's get started by just kind of waking up the fact that white people aren't racist just because they're white. Because they might not even be from this country. Thanks for watching. But before you go, hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on Telegram, on Rumble, and on X. Thanks again for watching.
Articulate.